whether you're at home, on the go, or at the stadium.
Welcome to the Centre Bounce, your home for all things AFL Supercoach.
Wow, we are back. How's it going, everybody? It is the first episode of The Drive Home, the Teamsheets reveal show, Supercoach chat. Mate, we'll figure out. I'm trying to get AI to make us like a nice info for the drive home, and we'll see what we can do with that. Hopefully you guys are having a bloody fantastic day. Smash me with your comments. Smash me with your questions. Joe will be on his way. Now, unfortunately, Joe has actually moved away, or his job has moved away a little bit further. So I'm going to be running the desk. Joe will be jumping in, and when he gets home from work, he's going to be on the show too. How's everyone going, mate? I'm excited. Just under 2 hours before the footy's back. Let's get into your comments. Michael, g'day, lads. How you going, Michael? It's finally here. Let's go. Good luck to everyone for the year ahead. There you go. There you go. Initiator, how you doing? Hey, scallywags. Now, I remember you from our members live stream. I don't like cheese, mate. Footy season. There you go. And we're lucky because we already have a few players that have been mentioned coming out well, not mentioned, but are debuting at the moment. And we know some things, we don't know some things, and we've got the team sheets out for the first game. So as you guys jump in here with some questions, hey, Mark, how you going, buddy? As you guys jump in here with some questions, let me know if the volume and everything works fine. We'll kind of go through Supercoach, what I've been thinking out with my team and, you know, what you guys have been thinking out with your team. Let's jump into it. Oh, and my lights are going a bit funny too, if you see that just there. Hope you're all having a wonderful day, mate. I'll tell you what, one thing that I've remembered and just kind of thought about with Supercoach at the moment is it's come so quick. I don't think I've ever had a preseason that maybe just with Origin and then 2 weeks later is round zero and the Amy games and the practice games. It is going so quick, mate. This year already, it's already March. How bonkers is that? It's already March. So there you go, mate. I couldn't even concentrate at work. Have been too excited. Crazy stuff on the team sheets, you reckon, tonight, Big J? Well, you know, we won't get Sunday's team sheets because they typically come out on the Friday, or at least we won't get the proper teams. I don't know. Anything crazy? Are we going to see a late minute change from Geelong? Potentially. Be nice to see someone like Collingwood have a full team back, I think. Looking at how they've gone the last couple of weeks. And, mate, I tell you what, I'm happy North Melbourne won because it was a bit bonkers that we beat the Pies. So, yeah, very, very happy there. Have to get involved now. Was meant to be flying to Europe. Sucks about that, Michael. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of angst in the Middle East at the moment. And unless you can go via like the US or somewhere like Singapore, yeah, it's a bit rough. If you want quick, need that tipping league set up before the Sydney Carlton game. Now, unlucky initiator, we do have a tipping league at the moment. If you guys have jumped on our YouTube or Twitter, let me pull up Twitter, might be easier. Thanks, Adblock. Hey, nice 7 viewers there. We actually have our tipping league at the moment using AFL tipping. My work does ESPN tipping, but we're going to do AFL tipping for this. Use our tipping code 8YS SQCN. I don't know if it's the dyslexia or what's going on, but go. Bit of air in my room. Yeah, jump on the tipping league. It does start round 1, but that doesn't matter too much because if it starts on round 1 for you, it starts on round 1 for everyone. And I wasn't sure if you were going to have it or not, so it was a little bit of an afterthought there. So, yeah, I mean, like, if it's still a competition, if everyone's on the same length and the same starting spot, it doesn't matter too much. Yeah, Pies fans. Yeah, bloody North Melbourne. I tell you what. If you guys can as well, smash that like button on the post if you're going to jump in and do that. I know for a lot of the fans, it seems like something that doesn't matter too much in Supercoach land, but for the content creators and stuff like that, just that little bit of boost, similar to liking this video and subscribing and telling your friends and that kind of stuff, it does help more than what you guys know. So there you go. Always nice to hear the North theme at least once a year, mate. Well, Initiator, we're supposed to be tipped to go something like 4-2 or 5-1 in the first 6 weeks. So you might be hearing it a little bit this year. We play West Coast twice. I think we play Richmond twice. I feel like we might even play Essendon twice. So potentially there could be lots of North Melbourne. Hola, thanks. Oh yeah, there you go. Season is here. Laz, mate, I yeah, 100%. Anabotic Liam. Yeah, buddy. How am I going to see your team? If you can... Are you in our league? If you're in our league, then I can see your team. I'm just playing around with my side a little bit at the moment. I wonder if it will let me look at your team. No. I don't know how I'm going to look at your team. Maybe if you want to shoot me a message up on Facebook chat, go to the Centre Bounce on Facebook and you can just shoot me a message through the chat through there and I'll be able to have a look at your team. No dramas. And this is another way to actually look at it, but I don't know if there is. So there you go. Neat, I'm in. Liked, thank you very much. Typically, I got to go to the VFL team. Yeah, mate. Or the VFLW. Hey, what about AFLW? We've won 2 years in a row undefeated, so it's pretty good. Ruse top 8, lock it in, mate. AFLW, I don't think in the men's game though. Though Blamiers did look very good, very very good. Yeah, hopefully he helps push us up the ladder a little bit. Just the team itself, there's a few issues in the side I think that we need to fix up. Sup, lads, how you going? Just singular lad. Yep, that's me so far. Flash. Centre Bounce Leagues. Yeah, Initiator. We'll put out a members league, I think, next week on Tuesday. But over the last couple of weeks, we have been doing a few members leagues. We'll wait and see if Joe comes back early enough. And then we'll jump in and do maybe a couple more members leagues for you guys for right now, which would be very, very cool. We've also got as well, I have to figure out how to do it. Maybe it will be via Twitter. I'll have to figure it out over the next hour or so. We have 2 free tickets. Thank you very much to MJ, if you're watching. 2 free tickets. Oh, sorry, let me get rid of that. 2 free tickets to the Coaches Panel live event happening this weekend on Sunday. It is between 5 and 8 o'clock. Get the banner out the way, might be easier for you. 8th of March, doors open at 5. MJ, Minimonk, DR, Pommy, Dylan Alexander, Joe and I, and a few other people will be there. We've been given 2 tickets for free. So I have to work out how I'm going to do the giveaway for that. It might be up on Twitter. It might be up on Facebook. It's more about just giving the tickets away to someone who we know live in Melbourne for the one, and that have the game time free, 8th of March at 5. The next day's Labor Day, so you've got the day off. There's no point kind of giving it away to someone and being like, oh, well, you can't attend. So it doesn't really matter. So thank you very much to MJ for that. If you're jumping around, love to have you on, mate. You can talk about it, kind of talk about what's happening and all that kind of jazz. There you go. Hey, Big J. Hope you're well, mate. Footy is back. Next couple of hours, finally can see how the Rucks go. Real North fan. Yeah, 100%, mate. And it's one of the big questions that I've had with the Rucks as well is it really sucks over the last couple of weeks that everybody has taken kind of the Amy series and whatnot pretty not competitive. If you talk to a couple of the doggies people, they say, okay, the Dogs are one of the few teams that the team they run with in the Amy series is probably what they're going to run with throughout the season. So there you go. But yeah, one of the tricky things is kind of every year new rules seem to come in, and it's like, hey, do we take what we see from the Amy games? Do we take even, I guess, kind of what we see from the community series, or is it really only round 0? I think just in general. So my kind of idea is if you're just a typical ruckman, the guys who were big last year, I don't think you're going to be scoring as much, purely for the fact that most teams, I bet every team in the AFL, are playing one ruck and then a ruck forward or a ruck backman or a ruck. In the case of Freo, it's a ruck midfielder / forward who is going to be pinch hitting in the ruck. So instead of like your Tristan Cherry, for example, getting 80% ruck time, he may be down to a 60 or a 70. Yes, he can do other stuff around the ground, but your typical rucks just aren't going to be getting that much because of if there's quick transition and then a stoppage in the forward line, I don't see a lot of them being able to run through and be able to fix that up. So, yeah, it's just something that there will be a little bit of a change, and that kind of leads to the idea that maybe you'll be able to get these rucks at a bit of a cheaper price. So maybe take one ruck and then grab someone a bit cheaper, and it might work out a little bit better for you, I think. So just something to kind of have a look at there. That's why everyone seems to have an English or a Jackson or a Cherry, and then Nick Andrew at R2. Cool. If it works out a different way and it's like, you still got 2 rucks, maybe they drop a little bit in points, but then you're okay, then you're okay. So I think a lot of us are taking the punt that the rucks may be a little bit more, that they're a little bit too expensive now, that they're all going to drop in price. And, you can use that extra 500K from going Cherry to a rookie somewhere else on field. I think finally Caleb Daniel. Look, I really hope that we don't play Caleb Daniel at all. My only feeling is that I just can't trust North Melbourne, and that's why I'm a little bit hesitant on Blamiers. I think he'll play. Will he play the same role? I don't know. We do have Hardiman and, God forbid, Luke McDonald. McKercher's back as well. So, there's a lot of players to spin around. Blamiers could 100% get a spot in the ruck. Sorry, not in the ruck, on the bench, 100%. But does he have the exact same role as we saw in the preseason game? I'm not sure. But we do need to go past the Caleb Daniel and a Zach Fisher 100%. Caleb Daniel, though, North Melbourne are a weird team where it's like, regardless of how well you're doing, we almost give the established players a chance before we get rid of them. And I think that's the only thing that's really going to hurt. So we'll see what happens. But, yeah, it's a rough one. Initiator, already bought my ticket. There you go. Yo, heard Joe will be late. I will do my best to be there from 5 o'clock. I don't know if I'll end up going on the stage and having a chat or whatever, but I'll 100% do my best to make sure I'm there from 5. So there you go. Hey, Big J, my Supercoach team come through to you guys. I put, not sure, Mark. Oh, yeah. Yep, cool. We've got it there. Oh, yeah, that's going to work. Cool. I'll do that as well. Now, guys, if you haven't already, have a think about what you want your teams to look like. There's a couple of things that we're tracking this week. And on Monday, I'm going to put up a post similar to how we did back in January of Rate Your Team. And on Wednesday, we're doing live Rate Your Team. So between Monday and Wednesday, make sure that you post up on the Twitter page or up on Facebook. You'll see the 2 posts there. All we just need is a single picture and then putting how much cash you've got left in your team. That's all we need. Live on Wednesday, we are 100% going to do Rate My Team live. And yeah, should be a lot of fun. Frank. Hey, Big J. Thank God footy's back. There you go, Frank. Mate, I'm very, very happy. And look who it is. It's Lockie Blackiston here in the flesh. Lockie Blackiston, how's it going, mate?
Mate, I got a 2-year contract extension signed. You know what that means? I'm going straight back into Joe's team. How could I possibly have ever been kicked out for even a second? I am the GOAT. I'm feeling bloated. You know why? Because he is blackest and goated. He's the greatest ruckman in the competition. Get out of town. Get out of town. How are we doing, Big J?
Oh, mate, I'm very, very excited. And, you know, bring on the footy as big coaches panel. How you going, MJ? As we say, bring on the footy. 1 hour and 40 minutes to go. There you go. D4 Blackiston, the man himself. Why does Joe sound like 22-meter Peter? Because he's driving in his car, unfortunately, getting here. Find Keys asks Joe, or at least comments, what if our big ruckman today? Now, there are a couple of Mickey Mouse matchups, right? So you've got Wits versus Geelong. I mean, like, who's Geelong's ruckman? No one knows. Grundy versus a potato in Mark Pitnet. And, yeah, if we see the ruckman over this week go massive, start popping out like 130-plus scores, does that change the way that you do your R2? Or are you still going to do McAndrew R2, Joe?
No, I can't have someone from this bye. I mean, who's realistically going to be the person playing now in opening round that you're going to want to have in your team? Because it's English and
outside of
Grundy, right?
Yeah, probably.
Like, it's English and Grundy. They're the only two, but you can't have both.
Yeah.
Like, you can't have both because you're screwed. They both share the same buy, and there are a bunch of other players like your Bonds, your Heaney's, your Gouldens, even your Gold Coast players. So I think, unfortunately, you can't just simply go, you know what, let's just stack all of our premiums in one buy and make up the difference. You can't, because too many in one buy. I mean, think about it. You're going to have a rookie scoring 60, and then it just gets worse after that. And so the point difference that you're going to be behind everybody else after that week is going to be, I think, too much to overcome. So it's going to be a question of picking one or the other. Do I want Grundy or do I want English? And I think at the moment, I'm leaning English, and I think that's going to be the case after this round as well.
But let's hypothetically say we could go back and change the buys. Would you be okay with picking a Grundy in English and then like a McAndrew at flex, for example, or is it just the fact that, hey, we've now got this 100K player that looks like he's in the main ruck, that we can actually use that money somewhere else?
What do you mean by change the buyers?
Well, like, you know, we could use our magic genie powers and say, Grundy in English, you guys don't share the same buy anymore. Would you go for both of them, or are you kind of locked?
Yes,
100%. He might score 100. Cool, we're good to go from there.
Nah, I think for the price, Grundy, if Grundy does show that he can go 130, then why wouldn't you pick him at that price? I think if he's got, again, like we said, if they're not on the same buy, and McAndrew needs to be on field somewhere. So if he's not at R2, he's going to be in your flex. I think having McAndrew at R3 is the biggest shame since Cersei had to walk the streets naked through King's Landing.
Yeah. No, I get you. Let me see. Calm it down, Joe. There you go. Frank is looking at Blackiston, Windsor, and Bruin this round. Yeah, Frank, 100%. I mean, if we quickly have a look at who's actually playing before we go through the debutants. In the Sydney and Carlton game, I really want to have a look at, from Sydney, Sheldrick looks okay. I want to see what happens with Goulden and Heaney. Obviously, Grundy versus maybe not the best ruckman is someone to look at as well. I want to have a look at the likes of Malcolm Roses just to check out what our forward line potentially may get another rookie down the line, or at least to start the season. Jai Sarong being another one as well. Does he have the same role as what he had in the practice game now that the game actually counts in Supercoach? Is there anyone else, Joe, from Sydney/Carlton that you're looking at? I guess potentially like a Harry Dean, considering what's his name? I forgot his name. What was his name? Dirksen is no longer named. Maybe a Nick Blakey and a Callum Mills, how that's going to work out, Joe. Is there anyone else who you're looking for in that game to kind of track and see who's doing well?
Zach Williams.
Okay. Fair enough.
Seems to be playing. He had the halfback role, I think, over the course of this preseason, and he looked really good in that Pracky game against the Cats. But again, as we always know, with these outside type players distributing, the preseason occasionally, a lot of the times, the preseason is the ultimate bait, and no one reflects that more than like what Jaden Short does. He's the ultimate preseason king, practice game king. So, yeah, interested to see if what Zach Williams does translates to the regular season with a tough opponent.
Hey, Maltesing, how you going? Few people saying here as well, looking for Flash is saying, wanted to see what Walsh can do, Joe. I think this week especially does kind of, we know George Hewitt, what he does. We know what Liam Reedy does as well, or at least we're going to see what Liam Reedy does.
Not much.
A Walsh bad game this week, or a good game this week, could either cement him in your team or make you say, see you later, because there's a couple of options around that kind of 540K mark. An LDU, for example, or Caldwell at a little bit cheaper. If Walsh comes out and pulls a 60, I don't think it's going to happen. But if he pulls out a 60, hey, we could be like, oh, Walsh is maybe not back, Joe. Kind of affects us at least. Affects us a little bit. It's not happening?
Nah,
no Walsh 60?
Walsh is flying. I think Walsh's problem has always been Walsh's body has always been the problem. His disposal efficiency is also a bit of a problem at times also. Now, the thing is, though, that body and disposal efficiency do go hand in hand. If you're not fit, like he has not been fit in a very long time with his back problems and things like that. When your body is letting you down, you can't then spread from your opponent to create time and space for yourself to execute the passes that you want to execute properly. Because you can't get that separation, because you don't have that strength, that power, that speed, you're always under the pump, and you're always, I suppose, the degree of difficulty on all of your passes just goes up a notch. But now that he seems clearly in full flight, I anticipate that he's going to have a lot more room to move, and there's going to be more space for them to kick the ball into, because they don't have that glaring, obvious key target in Kerno anymore. They're spreading the love, so it's less obvious. There's more space, and I think it should therefore yield a better disposal efficiency. So I, for one, reckon that the Bionic Man, he can run all day. Sam Walsh, he's a very fit individual. I'm very bullish about this guy.
So currently, obviously you can't see because you're not watching at your phone. But currently Sam Walsh is 18% owned. And I'll let chat jump on this as well. Walsh is currently 18% owned. What do we think what's our prediction after this Carlton game that his percentage will be? If he pops out another 130 like he did in the preseason, in the Amy practice match, what do we think in chat that Walsh's actually ownership is going to be? Shout out to the people watching on Facebook. Shout out to the people watching on Twitter as well, if you guys are there. Like, share, subscribe, everybody. What do we think, Joe? That he's 18% now. What is he going to be? We'll come in and check on Monday in the live stream.
If he scores over 120, I reckon his ownership will jump to 31%.
Okay, fair enough. We've got a few people here. Captain Flash is saying 34 to 35. The Bombers is saying 8%. Is that 8% up or 8% in total? Not sure. Kai Broom saying 12 or 25, depending on his score. Mark is saying 30. Cheese is saying 30. Michael's saying just can't trust Walsh's body. Yeah, and then Mark Lavelle's getting excited about Blackiston. So there you go.
Get around him! Get around him!
There is a little bit of news at the moment as well. It looks like we knew how injury-ridden Geelong was. Looks like Dangerfield and Jeremy Cameron might not line up against the Gold Coast today.
The Suns.
Yeah, so we could end up getting a little bit of more inflated scores from some people, but boy, oh boy, like Gold Coast are just going to get a free win, Joe. It's pretty crazy.
Well, I had no issues tipping them to win this game, to be honest. They are playing at home, and they're a very, very strong outfit at home. But who does that necessarily help? I mean, Dangerfield is playing mostly forward anyway, as is Jezza. So these guys are pure forwards for Geelong. So I don't necessarily think it yields any benefit for anyone's Supercoach relevant.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like maybe someone like an Anderson could end up getting a little bit of a boost. First, kind of, the midfield maybe not being as strong. Leo Lombard, a similar thing as well. The back line, I mean, it's not really anyone from Gold Coast that we really care in the back line. So maybe just through the mids and through a couple of other positions as well. Who else is here in the chat that we're going to see?
Yeah, you're right. It should generally boost the Suns, because if the ball is going into the forward line for the Cats, but there's no one at home to kick the goals and the ball just bounces back out again. Yeah, you're right. It could lead to general more points for the Suns.
Yeah, and be a little bit of a boost in terms of their scoring as well. Now, we do have a few debutants so far that have come out. Hopefully, this is everyone. AFL tipping, jump on. We'll do our tipping in a little bit, guys. I know our league itself doesn't open until round 1, but if you guys are interested in just doing your normal tipping, we'll do that as well. Brisbane, Zane Zakalensky is named, Joe. Sammy Draper still being injured. We saw what this guy could do a little bit in the preseason. A nice little cheeky 119K DPP rookie for us. Let's have a bit of a look.
Don't pick him. Don't pick him.
Don't pick him. I don't want to play that because we'll get in trouble. Phoenix Gothard is named for GWS. There you go. Connor Buderick is going to be playing this week alongside Buku Kamas, alongside Mitchell Selwood, and Jacques is playing. So there we go. I don't know if Port Adelaide has anyone. Brandon Starcevic looks to be going under scans. Not that it matters too much for us in Supercoach. Angus, Joe's a bit. I think he's gone through a buff spot there. Angus Clark seems to be out for a little while at Essendon. So if you guys are a bit 50-50 on Farrow, that might make it a little bit easier for us to select him in Supercoach, because there's going to be one less person who can play on that wing. And he did look good from how much scoring that he had. Let's have a bit of a look. Yep, the two Bulldogs.
Yeah, he only played a half a footy.
Yeah. 3 debutants for Sydney tonight. Kerno, Malcolm Roses Jr. and Jai Sarong. There you go. This is the one. Dangerfield might not be playing. Jeremy Cameron as well could be an out for them. I'm just hoping, Joe, we get a little bit of this information about Hayden Young. I think would be cool. There's a lot of people.
There's plenty of time between now and next week, though.
Yeah, I mean, they got 11 days. It doesn't matter too much. Tatum's, how you going, mate? Yeah, ZZ or ZZ. I'm going to call him ZZ. Possible R3 watch, potentially. Really depends on what happens with Liam Reedy, because as bad as Reedy is, I don't see Carlton getting rid of him from the team. They've brought him along for a reason. They've got their VFL rucks to play VFL. Unless Reedy really shits the bed, I think may be a bit of an issue there.
He will.
Tonight? Yeah, he'll play every week. What sort of scores tonight will make players a must-have, like Goulden or Walsh going 120 plus? Let's pull up their team sheet because it's a good time to kind of do that while we're talking about them. Teams, lineups. So I'm going to run through a couple of players, Joe, and you give me a number for, hey, how much does he have to score for us to consider like him being a must-have? We got like 5 or 6, all right? So Brody Grundy, what does Grundy have to score today? Or are you kind of set on English? What does he have to score today to say, all right, chuck him in my team, I'm very, very happy?
He has to score 140 plus.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Because I'm satisfied with English.
Yeah, no, me too. And English has a Mickey Mouse kind of run to start the season. So, yeah, it's a bit rough.
Correct.
What does Goulden have to score, Joe? Because he obviously went off early in the Saints versus GWS game. So what does Goulden have to score for you to be like, hey, get in my team or secure that spot in my team?
Oh, he's in my team. I love Errol. They said that he's got no issues whatsoever with that ankle to the point where they didn't even need to scan him. It was purely precautionary. So, yeah, he's in my team. And for him to stay in my team, I'd like him to score. I'd like him to score 110 plus.
Okay, fair enough. I guess they're not going to rest him for half the game, are they? Because that game actually counts for points today. Sam Walsh.
Correct.
Jumping team. Sam Walsh. What does Sam Walsh have to score?
If Sam Walsh can score, if he can score 105 plus against a very strong Sydney team, I think that would be pretty impressive, especially because he's got Tene tapping the ball down to him against Grundy. So Grundy's a much better ruck, should be giving the Swans first use. So if he's able to score over 105, then I think he both to have a very good season.
Yeah, fair enough. I assume someone like a Nick Blakey is already locked if you're going to pick him or not, so it doesn't matter too much. Callum Mills may not be in your selections, Joe. I'll give you a couple of names that may be fighting for a spot in our teams. Malcolm Roses Jr., what would he have to, coming in at like 145K in the forward line, what would he have to score for you to be like, hey, he looks really good. I might try and find a forward spot for him over a couple of other players, or maybe on a flex/bench. What would he have to score?
I think it depends though. Like if he scores 70, but to do it he kicked 5 goals, then I'm not impressed. But if he scores 70 with only like 1 or 2 goals, then I think that's pretty good, because I think the Swans are going to be a very strong team this year, and I think he'll be a beneficiary of goals. So if he can score 70 points off one or two goals, maybe even 75, then I'd be pretty happy with that. Yeah.
I'll throw a name out here that I know someone in George's Discord's really keen on, that we haven't really spoken about at all. Logan McDonald, 202K. Could have a pretty interesting run to start the season, Joe. What does McDonald have to score for you to chuck him in your team? What are we looking at?
202K. That's a very elevated price.
Yep.
So I'd want. I know. I'd want 90, or I'd want eight between 80 to 90. If he can give me 85, I think 85 will be enough for him to make me 100K pretty quickly.
Yeah, nah, fair enough. I think that's about it. I mean, Liam Reedy, if he doesn't shit the bed and scores like a 65, I think you're pretty happy. Jai
Bro, I
Sarong, you
wish he
obviously
scored
want
65. He won't. Reedy will
to.
probably score 40.
That's like, are you going to keep him at 40, Joe? If he scores 40?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Okay, fair enough. Jai Sarong, what's his worst score that you would keep him in your team? If Jai Sarong comes in and scores like a 30, are you worried, or are you like, okay, maybe you just turn into a bench option instead?
I think someone like Sarong would be an eye test kind of guy. Does he look good? Yeah, even because if he's playing on a wing, the same way that he played in the previous game, if he plays on a wing and just doesn't get the action on his side, then so be it. Like that's the risk with having a winger. But he's so cheap, and as long as he looks good in the role, yeah, he might only get the pill 5 or 6 times. But if he uses it well those 5 or 6 times and is likely to keep his spot in the team, then I'll keep him. So he'll just be a slow burn.
No, fair enough. Joe's phone sounds as good as Nick Martin's running. There you go. Sarong's job security is really good, especially with his and Blakey's ability to push up the ground. Yeah, I think he's basically a must-have backline rookie at the moment. Mitch Edwards, Ruck Geelong watch. There you go.
Yes.
I just don't see Reedy scoring more than a 40. Initiators saying here. We'll see. I hope. Grundy could bust out a 140 and we still wouldn't pick him. We'd call it a one-off. Tatum's wants a 110 from Goulden. There you go. Good score without going large and making everyone jump on. Yeah, he's a really juicy price, I think. I'm not super certain on a lot of the really expensive players in the back line. I would love to throw a Noah Anderson in there, and if I had enough money for McCluggage, I'd do that as well. But if we can get someone with comparable scoring at like 70k cheaper, have a look at it. I agree, Blues fan. Reedy goes 40 to 50, especially against Grundy. Bit of a question here, Joe. Will there be a 2026 version of Sam Taylor? More of a fantasy play, but some will do it as a cash grab. Look, I could really see, now this is an unpopular opinion, but depending on what the Dogs' backline looks like, with no Liam Jones, with a few other players down there, Buku Karmas, Joe, is he going to do a Sam Taylor and jump like 150 to 200k? We saw a 120 odd from him against Hawthorn. Does he have the potential, or am I a bit crazy?
I don't know. I might be biased against Buku because I sort of had him in my team when he was a rookie, and it wasn't the best of times. Look, I'd like to believe in him. I think he seems to be an earnest type of player, flying for everything, and he seems to be given the green light to do what he needs to do. But let's be real, the Doggies sort of smoked the Hawks, especially in the midfield. So everything was under the pump. Everything was a bit difficult. I don't see that necessarily happening every game for the Doggies, where every ball coming into their defensive is high and slow and very easily killable by Buku. So for me, I don't really want to pay up for a key defender, basically, like what he is.
I guess kind of the thing with me and Buku Karmas is like there were a few clubs that wanted him, but Bevo basically convinced him to stay and said, hey, we're going to have a role for you on field. It's going to be special. You're going to be able to score lots and, obviously in Supercoach, but you're going to be an integral part in the team. You're not going to be relegated to the VFL or be the sub like you've been in previous years. So you can kind of see that backline somewhat forming around him as, we can keep these guys in the team for a few years, Selwood, Jacques, Buderick and things like that. Maybe if someone else like a gun comes across, okay. But I don't think there's anyone at the moment who's really pushing him out of a spot for that kind of intercepting tall defender type.
Yeah, but what's his price?
286
in the back line.
He's got forward backline DPP. 288 forward backline DPP.
Well, who would you rather? Would you rather him at that price exactly, or would you rather someone like Windsor, who seems to have been locked into that inside mid role for the Demons, and there's no early buy?
Yeah, I guess maybe you could take both if you really wanted to, or at least a draft option. But it is something to talk about.
What about Blackiston? Would you have him and Blackiston? What do you mean? I mean, that means you're having all three of them.
I would need to see something special from Buku Kamas in this game to back up what we saw in the Amy series, because he was on like 60 points at quarter time. He scored so much in that game, it was ridiculous. So if I can see him being, because he was taking kickouts and everything, yeah. So if I can see him having a similar type of role, I know you love Blackiston, Joe, but his early run versus Rux isn't great. It's not like he's got Cherry or English's run. He's playing quite a few players. So, yeah, just something to watch out for maybe a little bit there.
But I think Ruck matchups are different this year because we're having less stoppages. Yeah, exactly. Like if this was Blackiston, if Blackiston was rucking according to last year's rules, I wouldn't even be looking at him or even blinking in the slightest. Yeah. It's because of the new rules, and you saw him jumping all over. You obviously torched Nankervis, and then you saw him jump really, really well against DeConning and Marshall, which I think is going to be probably the best ruck duo in the game. So it's very hard to read into that whilst he was solo rucking. So, but you know, it's now becoming more of a transition game. It's becoming more of an outside game. There are less stoppages. There are less throw-ins. There are no more bounces. It's now being thrown up, so you're jumping. And I think whilst it might on the surface seem to be a hard matchups for Blackiston, he's going to do most of his work on ground level as an extra midfielder. He is the English and Grundy mold. He's an extra midfielder. So I don't necessarily buy into that the fixtures are going to be, the matchups are altogether very hard, considering that the points are going to be the English style of rucking.
Fair enough. Kai's saying here, Roses has all the job security. Swans have 3 small forwards. Sorry, have 5 injured small forwards. There you go. Mark with a few predictions there. Kai's saying, stop reading off my Twitter posts, Joe.
What?
Initiator, I don't know. Initiator saying here, assuming you want 70, 75 from rookies and then add an extra 10 for each for 100K further. Yeah, definitely true. Wings generally score well at the SCG, Joe, because there isn't really much of a wing because it's a narrow ground. Initiator's keeping his eye on Harry Dean tonight. Might be a sneaky bit ahead of Dirksen. Mate, Harry Dean is just so expensive in Supercoach. I would love the pick. I think the name has kind of got him across the line a little bit. But boy, oh boy, he's bloody expensive. I tell you what. And Tatum see Reedy going 25 to 40 today.
That's what I said.
Is Joe are you part Transformer, Joe? We're hearing some noises in the background. Sound a bit like R2D2 going on.
Yeah, no, that's like the car has those safety features, like in terms of you're leaving your lane, or I'm indicating, or I'm getting messages from other group chats. So you're hearing all the beeps. I'm sorry about that.
Nah, fair enough. Looks like MJ is kind of doing a bit of a sneaky car live stream as well. So someone's jumped on the trend here, Joe.
Love it.
God, there's certainly a lot of options around that 300K. Yeah, really, really true. And I think as the lack of rookies start to happen, we may end up looking towards some of those 300K options. I'm not super keen, but I was speaking to some people yesterday, and the objective of Supercoach, forget point scoring, forget everything. The objective of Supercoach is to go as quick as you can from $10 million to 13/14 million dollars. Yes, we have 40 trades to do it, which typically means that, hey, we're going to end up having keepers and we're going to end up having primos and everything like that. But as soon as you can get to that price and you've got a full team, you're doing okay. So you might have to forego a premium and say, all right, well, I just can't make enough money with these cash gen. Or maybe I have to jump on a lower price player that's going to drop 100K. Sorry, jump 100K. But yeah, we'll kind of talk about that a little bit in next week's. We're going to do a whole extensive run from Monday onwards, guys, of what we're looking at in Supercoach, kind of a beginner's guide and a few other things as well. So there you go. Tanner Bruin is a trap. Now, guys, if you're watching, smash that like, share, subscribe button. Love to see some more people in the comments as well. So feel free to jump on that. Yeah, happy to answer any questions and stuff. Got a couple of minutes before the team sheets drop. Tanner Bruin's a trap, Joe. I may feel, but it may change. Hope it comes well for him. Yeah, he is definitely one to watch in the Geelong game and may end up being a little bit more of a trap depending on who's not named in the team as well. It's like, well, you know, Mitch Edwards is a great pick, but then round one, they put in a few more of those primos. So we'll see what happens. If Buka gets 100 and looks yep, strongly look at him. Could be someone I could go to if a Bruin or Ralston doesn't work, Joe. So you could pivot. You know, Buku Kamas, couple of early games. Does he look good or don't look good? And then pivot that way. Is there really less stoppages, Joe? Or is it umps are blowing the whistle faster when tackles happen, most likely increased stoppages? Yeah, I think it's a mix of both. I think the Ruckman themselves are going to get hampered a little bit. I'm not sure if the stoppages are less, but it definitely means that they're a lot quicker. So you've got to set up, you've got to be there. The endurance Ruckman will do better because of that. Yeah, maybe just more stoppages around the ground. And it depends on team by team as well. So North Melbourne, for example, love a contested ball. 100%. We tackle, bring them to the ground, stoppage again. Rinse and repeat 5 or 6 times in a row in just a piece of ground on the field, whereas some other teams are very much get the ball, kick it out, open the game up, that's it. So I think it even goes down to, if you analyze it further, into what kind of does the team makeup look like a little bit as well.
In my opinion, there must be less stoppages because of the last disposal out of bounds. That's automatically a free kick to the other side. So now you've got another avenue for a free kick against the team, and because obviously there is the insufficient intent rule, but in addition to the insufficient intent, I suppose, that's sort of gone now. Every single time the ball goes out of bounds that you've disposed of it, it's a free kick to the other team. So just by virtue of introducing this rule, almost every single disposal out of bounds is an insufficient intent. So you are guaranteed to have less throw-ins just by virtue of that fact. You're going to have free, and you would have stoppages after the throw-in. So say, for example, you had the throw-in, and then you guys just jump on the ball. All right, that throw-in then becomes a ball up, and then you could have another ball up. But if you take away the source of that initial stoppage and creating a free kick to the other team, they can then possess the football. The ball remains a transitional game. It remains on the outside. That avenue, that of the break and play, is gone. It just continues as a transition. So, in my opinion, I think there simply has to be a reduction in stoppages just based on that alone. Now, will it be enough? That's why to really impact on the rucks. Well, that's the reason why there's so much uncertainty at this point in relation to the ruck premiums. But I do think, in terms of general play, there will be a reduction.
Joe, Essendon question for you, and I think one that's on everyone's minds, and something that we've kind of brought up over the last couple of live streams as well. what percentage chance do you think that Blackiston maintains his number one role as the ruckman if Brian is fully back and healthy, assuming that 2 meter Peter is locked in to be the second ruck / forward? What percentage do we think that he's going to stay? Will he keep his job or will he not? Considering that him and Nick Bryan are basically the same height.
You might have heard this before. Possession is 9/10 in the law. So right now, Blackiston's got it. He's the number one ruck. The Nick Bryan is still in the no contact training at the club. No physical contact. He still, as of the latest injury report, his timeline is still TBC. It doesn't say 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. It still says to be confirmed. The club is clearly being very conservative with him, and we are not going to rush him back. Draper's gone, who we invested a lot of time and effort into. He's gone, and Gold is retired. So, and Vigo is still way too raw. So there is a really high importance on making sure that Nick Bryan's future is a positive one. So we're not going to rush him back. And we've basically given Blackiston the green light of, mate, go for broke, break a leg, play hard, play with confidence. Here's a 2-year contract extension.
Yep.
You are a guy. All right? Yeah. And I cannot see us bringing back Nick Bryan whilst also keeping 2 meter. Yeah, we can't. He won't come back quickly. I think he won't come back before round 5. I think.
Okay.
Because round 5 is when he did his ACL last year anyway, and it's supposed to be a 12-month injury. And we all saw at the Bombers just how cursed we are. So we're not going to rush anybody back prematurely. He's not going to. I don't think he's going to be back before round 5. He's going to have to go through the VFL. And if Blackiston is killing it, we're not going to disrupt something that's working. So, and Blackiston has shown that he can defense. We brought him last year. We taught him how to play the back line, and that's an extra string to his bow. But he has not played in the back line at all pre-season. It's been exclusively in the ruck, and he has done a mountain of work outside of the club to improve his fitness, to improve his ruck craft.
Yep. I've
got big raps on this guy.
Nah, fair enough. Saying a couple of hellos before we check out the team sheets. Aero Axe, how you going, mate? Hippo Supercoach, how you going, Hippo? Nice, sexy picture there. Maybe you need to put some clothes on. There you go.
Don't cover the good stuff, mate. He's got it good.
Okay, fair enough. Thursday's game today, obviously, Jai Sarong, Charlie Curnow, Roses in. Carlton have quite a few people. Both their Sydney boys are in. Florent, Haywood, Jagger Smith, Campbell Chesser, Harry, Dean, Ainsworth, Reedy. Biggest omissions from this game has to be Dirksen, even though he played really well. Taylor Byrne as well, an omission. Prediction for the Sydney Carlton game, Joe.
I'm tipping the Swans by 11.
Okay, fair enough. They are definitely the must-have. Guys, you can join us along with the tipping as well, if that's something that you guys are interested in doing. Heading over to Gold Coast versus Geelong. Zeke Hewland makes his debut, and I think he's won as well. If we had to say, hey, who are we looking at from this game as someone who's never been in my team all preseason that could force himself into my preseason? It could be this Zeke Hewland, James Warple names for Geelong. Let me quickly just see. Ooh, Lombard is named, guys.
How much?
There you go. Initiator got a bit scared. No Lombard, but Lombard's playing. Tuke Miller versus Blitzarves. So I don't know what's happened to Mitch Edwards. He's now an emergency. So there goes that idea of playing Mitch Edwards in your team. It will be Noah Anderson versus Atkins, Tuke Miller versus Bailey Smith. So nice to see Bailey Smith back because he obviously didn't play preseason.
Right.
Tanner Bruin named on the interchange. That's probably about it, Joe. Where is Petrarca named? Let me quickly just see. Named at half forward for Petrarca. So you assume maybe he's going to be second rotation. And no Patterson. No, unfortunately, no Patterson. So there you go. Not great for his chances.
How much would you want Errol? How much would you want Zeke Ulen to score for him to make it into your team?
Ooh, that is a real question. I think at his price, you'd want 75 plus at a minimum at his price, just to be like, why am I picking him over Sarong, or something like that? You know, I think I would need to see an 80, and it would need to be a really solid 80 as well, not like, you know, you got 80 in the last minute because he kicked a goal that was the sealer. You know what I mean? Like something that looks quite good, because they've got the round 3 bye, so it doesn't hurt you too much. But my backline is full of guys that are like one price rise below him anyway. If Lindsay goes big, if Sarong goes big, and a few of these other guys, they'll be Zeke Ulen's price after the first price rise. So I'm not too worried. I'd rather save the 80K and use it somewhere else. So I really need to see a big game from him, I think. What about you, Joe? What would you need to see from Zeke?
Yeah, I think I agree. Yeah, I'd want it to be a solid 80 plus. I agree.
Yeah, I think so as well. Who's your pick, Joe? I assume Gold Coast, considering Geelong have no one playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Gold Coast is in. Let's check out the third game. So, Swans have 3 ins, Joe. Gothard, Clayto Oliver, and Jaden Laverde is playing for the Swans, Joe. There you go. It's Briggs versus Meek in the ruck line. Canelio versus Newcomb. Callahan is named. So there you go. We actually get a decent look at Callahan, which is cool because I know that he obviously had that issue through the preseason. May end up forcing himself into our team depending on how he's going. One thing to notice, Joe, Flynn Perez, emergency. There you go. Ned Reeves, emergencies, Joe. Ned Reeves. So Hawthorn, Lloyd Meek versus Briggs. It's going to be it's going to be the interesting one there. Clayto Oliver in the middle, Lockie Whitfield there. I think the big question for me out of this game is, what do we see out of Connor McDonald?
Bounce specialist.
Is he going to score that kind of 90 plus? Because regardless of what he scores throughout the rest of the season, if Connor McDonald doesn't come out and score like a 90, I wouldn't even consider him anyway, just because there's no real immediate increase in terms of price. Similar to Howie Ralston, if both of them come out and score like a 65, I'm like, cool. Well, you get the early buy. I can always just sideways into you. I'm not going to get sucked in, Joe. Is that kind of the same for you?
Yeah, 100%. I want to try and avoid as many. I sort of mentioned that in my team video. I just want to avoid as many traps as possible. I don't want any traps. I don't want any fake primos. I just want the players who I know are going to play and play their role well and be happy to hold on to them.
Nah, fair enough. Is anyone in the chat kind of looking at some other players? I know I've mentioned Callahan, Clayton Oliver, potentially if he scores like a 200, we may be forced to pick him. Toby Green initiated staying here. Yeah, Petrarca as well. That was the previous game. Toby Green potentially, if he goes big, being an option available in our forward line. Probably about it, really. I want to see Lockie Whitfield with a big game, I think. A lot of us now have kind of spoken a little bit about at least with our community team, if you guys saw the picture up on Twitter, we currently have Sinclair, Naz, and Whitfield. And I think Whitfield being a similar price to Sinclair, if Whitfield doesn't go big in this game, if he comes out and scores another 80 or worse, I might be like, well, I can get him a little bit cheaper later. I'm going to go and try and go for a Sinclair instead. So, yeah, we'll see kind of what happens there. Tatum's is saying here, Rouston. Mark wants to look at the Wizard. All right. So, yeah, who's your pick, Joe? GWS versus Hawthorn.
It's a tough one.
It is. It's a really tough game.
It's a real tough one. I'm not entirely sure. I think I was pretty confident tipping the Hawks, I think. But then Finn Callahan's been named, and he is so important. He is so important to them, to their fortunes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still going to tip the Hawks, though.
Cool. Easy peasy. There you go. Guys, if you missed out on what we were saying earlier today, just because a few people have extra joined, we have 2 tickets. Thank you very much, MJ, if you're still watching. 2 tickets to the Coaches Panel live event. Featuring MJ, Mini Monk, DR, Pommy, Dylan Alexander. Joe and I will be there as well. I'm just trying to figure out how we're going to give those away. So one of the criteria obviously has to be that you're going to be able to attend because quite a few people on the chat aren't from Melbourne. So maybe after this, have it jump up on Twitter and then you'll see kind of some ideas of how that's going to work. But yeah, 2 tickets to give away for you guys in the chat today. It is in Carlton at the Meat, Wine and Whiskey, in Collingwood, bar in Collingwood. So yeah, should be good. We'll do and you get a free drink upon entry as well. So having a bit of a live event chat and then doing watching the St Kilda Collingwood game afterwards. So it should be a lot of fun. Let's check it out. Here we go. Brisbane versus... Oh, did we give us a prediction, Joe? GWS versus Hawthorn.
Yeah, I said I just lean towards the Hawks.
Okay, fair enough. There you go.
What about you?
I think in my tipping at work, I've picked the Hawks. Heading over to the Doggies versus Brisbane up at the Gabba. So definitely something to consider there. Darcy Fort, Josh Dunkley, Lockie Neal versus English Kennedy and Ed Richards. I've noticed someone sneaky hiding out at full back, Joe. Can you guess who it is for Brisbane? Who's now playing backline for Brisbane this week?
Connor McKenna.
No, it's Kadeen Coleman. He's come back to the back line. So we'll have to massive watch, I think. Massive watch to see, hey, what's happening with him. I had not considered him all preseason. But if he's going to go back and play backline, maybe something we have to look at. On the bench for Brisbane, Lohman, Ashcroft, Rayner, ZZ, and Bruce Reveal. For the Doggies, Selwood, Baker, Riley West, Arthur Jones, and Bailey Dale is back. So Zane Zaleski is in. Oscar Allen's in for Brisbane. Lockie Jarks, Michael Selwood, and Connor Buderick for the Dogs. A couple of massive...
Bailey Dale is back.
Bailey Dale is playing, Joe. There you go.
Wow. So Dale is playing with Jacques.
Yep. So, a few talking points from this game. We'll start off with the emergencies. Lincoln McCarthy emergency, Dan Annable emergency, Dara Joyce emergency. So a couple of those rookie price players that we might have thought we wanted to put in our teams are no longer there. Gallagher, Will Lewis, Luke Kennedy for the Doggies, who really cares. Yeah, so Bailey Dale is playing in a team with Bramble, Buderick, and Jacques, Joe, and Michael Selwood. So, interesting. Buku Kama's not too bad for his price anymore. It's him and Rory Lobb in the Dogs' backline from now on, Joe. And James O'Donnell, of course. But I don't think they've got anyone else, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So is Jacques Jacques
he's named on field in the back pocket. All right then. Huh? We'll get it. Just interrupt me. Don't ask. Don't wait me for ask. It's Connor Buderick on field, Bramble on field. So a couple of potential really cheaper players. Lockie Jacques in the back line named on field. Michael Selwood, another cheap rookie, named on the bench. McCluggage versus Bont in the middle. And yeah, so much coming out of this Brisbane team. Kadeem Coleman pops out an 80. Mate, as where is he? Someone said in chat. Tatum's is saying here, Kitty pops out an 80. He's a lock in our teams. He'll easily hit 400K. There you go. Jacques and Buderick named on field, Joe. There you go, mate. Even Buku Kama's named on field. So I think Brisbane are going to take apart the Doggies' defense just with the amount of tall players they've got. Allen, Logan Morris, and Gallup. But even Ty Gallup, he's very, very cheap in Supercoach. If our forward line rookies weren't as good as what they are, 132K could be a bit sneaky for some people here. Who's your pick?
Yeah, no, not for me.
Yeah, who's your pick?
I'm tipping the Lions. Lions for sure.
Yeah. Because they're really strong, or because they're playing in Brisbane, or both?
Those two, and because the Doggies were just the definition of flat track bullies last year.
Okay, fair enough. I think the Doggies' backline is going to take a little adjusting as well. They've got quite a few young players and guys that haven't played in that backline together. So we saw a couple of times during the game where backline Doggies players actually ran into each other. So they did a bit of a North Melbourne and bumped into each other. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. Going over to Brisbane, guys. Hawks are there. Brisbane there. Last game for the round. It is St Kilda versus Collingwood. Let's check it out. Charlie Banfield, Sam Flanders, Liam Rhyme, Tom DeConning, Jack Silvani in. Oscar Steen is playing Joe. Jack Buller and Joel Crocker is playing for the Pockets. Yeah, Zorko going to be in the diving team. There you go. It's Tom DeConning versus Darcy Cameron, Sam Flanders versus Crisp, Jack Sinclair in the middle versus Jordan DeGoey. Interesting. Anything else? Let me just see from the back line. Alex Taru. I think he's a little bit too expensive. I don't think we're going to pick him anyway. Yeah, a little bit too much in Supercoach. Nazaya named at half back, Joe. So pretty interesting stuff there. Mateus Philippou named on field. Max Hall versus Nick Dacos in the middle. Rowan Marshall named full forward. Now, we've spoken quite a lot about and it's an extended bench as Crimson says here. So something to have a look at as well. We've spoken a lot, at least myself has spoken quite a lot about these guys who will be available, will have DPP, Rowan Marshall being one of them. If he can pop out hundreds every week, I think we're going to be very, very happy. And I think he'll be available in our forward lines come round 6. So don't stack the forward line because you're not forced to. There will 100% be DPP options. As we start to track CBAs with a lot of these players too, we'll have a few videos coming out throughout the season, or at least to start the season of, hey, guys who are available, keep an eye out on these guys. It's going to be really good.
I'm happy that Steen is named.
He's
Maltesing obviously put Steen onto us early on in the preseason. I can't say I enjoyed how he...
Oh, we lost Joe again. That's all right. It is extended bench, so interchange for St Kilda, extended bench. Jack McRae, Stocker, Isaac Keeler, Jack Carroll, extended bench. We'll see what happens. Liam Ryan, Mason Wood, Garcia, Charlie Banfield. For Collingwood, Lipinski, Pendlebury, Steen, named in the top part. So hopefully that does something for us. Joel Cochran, Sullivan, Jack Buller, Ned Long, Rowan Steele. So there we go. Initiator, I really wanted Max Hall, but running him with Flanders and Pooh ain't possible, 100%. Have a feeling Pendles may not play. He was jogging at training this week. Well, I don't know about you, Maltesing, but I think they're just going to carry him along so he gets the game's record, and then we'll see what happens. Why is Sinclair following the ball? Well, we saw it a little bit, Initiator, in the game they played last week. They actually interchanged quite a lot, Naz and Sinclair. They basically played the same type of role on field. So now that the Saints backline has actually got a bit more flushed out with the likes of Silvani and Taru kind of playing there, I have a feeling they'll interchange quite a lot, and they may not rest on the bench as much as what they have in previous years. So, yeah, just something to kind of have a little bit of a think about them and watch in this game, because I think, we may just get a bit more interchange and swapping, and good for both of them in terms of Supercoach if they do, because both may end up being must-haves to start the season just with how good they scored. I don't know if Joe's here or if not. I'm going to pick St Kilda. I think they're just going to smash them. They looked really strong last week, and Pies still have a few injuries in the team. No Jordan De Goey. Nick Dacos is back, which is great, but I think they're missing out on a couple of players through there. So the Pies on a good day should be able to run through them pretty easily, I think.
Yeah, I'm tipping the Saints as well. I'm tipping the Saints as well. I think they've got more cattle, obviously. They're younger. They're hungrier, I think, considering all the acquisitions that they got over the preseason. And they've sort of been, I think the Saints were preparing. I could have sworn in our practice game against the Saints last week, Winhager might have spent some time with Parrish. So, like in practicing a tag, I can see him going straight to Nick and trying to quell his influence. So, yeah, I'm definitely all aboard the Saints to win that game. Sorry, Maltesing.
If you haven't already, jump on our AFL tipping league. I don't think there's going to be any prizes. It does start next week. Use code. You see the code there, or it's just on Twitter. I think I posted the same thing up on Facebook as well. You guys can just do the link or use the code. Starts round 1. There you go. If you had to pick one, Parrish or Blackiston, there's obviously the price difference, which makes a big thing. Parrish being about $60K more expensive than Blackiston. I think Blackiston's role means that an 80 to a 90 from him is a lot more effective than an 80 to a 90 from Parrish. So if I was forced gun to my head, I think Blackiston may be the better option. If Parrish comes back, we haven't seen it in the preseason, but if Parrish comes back and scores those massive 100-plus scores, 110, 120s, okay, then cool, we know which one is better. But if they're both scoring 85 to a 90, Blackiston being the cheaper price is so much better for you. He'll get to that 450K price, which is what we want, a lot quicker, and potentially could be a keeper in your team for a bit longer than a Parrish would be, because we might be lucky, and depending on how stacked your midfield is, Parrish could become a midfield primo very, very quickly. So a 90 from a guy in your back line means you can keep him on field for a lot longer than a 90 from a midfielder. So, yeah, just something to kind of think about there. Flash saying the prize is bragging rights. 100%, Flash. 100%. There you go, 100%. Guys, we're probably going to finish up at, let me quickly check what time does the game start. 7:30. So let's go for another 15 or so minutes till about 7. Hopefully Joe can jump on. I think he just just basically got home. So feel free, ask any questions. We are going to do a massive run through of everything on Monday. Hopefully, if I can pull Joe out from things and I'll drop a few videos. So full guide of Supercoach for this year out Monday. We'll do beginner series out on Monday as well. Just so much to look for. I think if I was looking at a lot of stuff from some of these players, it's role number 1, percentage on field number 2, ruck time number 3 from a lot of these players. Who's covering who and who's changing, I think a lot of the things as well. And tying up, Joe brought up a really interesting point, tying up and figuring out, hey, what happens with guys like Zeke Ulen? Because he's still incredibly highly owned. Like he's named on field, right? Or named in the team. So we know what we're going to get from him. But at 199K, similar to what we were saying about Blackiston and Parrish, if Ulen scores an 80 and a guy that's 120K scores an 80, that 80K difference in their starting price can make such a difference. It is the difference between a Goulden and a Nick Dacos, for example. It is the difference between a Zach Butters and Zach Merritt, for example. Heck, it's the difference between someone like Joel Frazier and Pickett or Petrarca on a bad day. So, yeah, it's a really interesting thing, something to weigh up a little bit. But, yeah. Keep an eye out as well, guys. We will be doing Rate Your Team again for round 1. So that's obviously before team sheets on Monday. Hey, it's Joe's face. There you go. No longer Transformer. On Monday, we're going to put up Rate My Team. And then on Wednesday, we're going to do Rate My Team live stream. And it's going to be fun. And it'll probably be very long. But that's just okay. That's all right. Joe, how you going, mate? Nice to be home.
Yes, it is nice to be home. It is a bit of a drive, but no, they're a great bunch of blokes over there. We did start up a podcast as well, footy themed, but also in relation to family law. So, yeah, for all the people out there who family law in Australia can be very complicated and is a beast of its own. So I've came up with the idea that with the team over there, there's a couple of other diehard footy fans. So I'm obviously an Essendon Nuffy. Got a couple of, one's a Richmond, one's a Demon. And so we ended up just recording a podcast, first episode on the Tonkin Legal Group. So, yeah, if you wanted to get an idea of what family law is like, we're going to try and simplify it for the general public by drawing parallels to the footy. So, yeah, that's something that we just started up with the group over there. And every it's going to be a short, sharp, about 15 minutes tops, 10 to 15 minutes every week. So, yeah, hopefully you guys can enjoy that. And we'll see what news comes out of this weekend's football. We're keen to see it.
All right, guys, before we head off, I'm going to do up a little bit of a list. Who we're looking at for this week's worth of games. So you guys can follow along with me and have a bit of a look at for each of the games. So let's go team lineups for this game. We are looking at who are we looking at, Joe? Reedy?
I'm not looking at him.
Oh, I like his. Who are we looking at?
We're looking at... That's a good question.
There's not a lot, is there? Just kind of everybody. Roses, I want to look at...
I want to look at Heaney. How much midfield time Heaney gets?
They've changed it, Joe. They've changed it. Because it's like 10 minutes before the game starts. Logan McDonald is now no longer on field. Isaac Heaney full forward.
Yeah. I want to see how much mid-time forward. What's the forward mid-split for Heaney? I think that's going to be a really important one. How does Goulden look coming off of that ankle injury? I do want to look at Sam Walsh. even though I'm pretty bullish on him already, but still, it's always good to look at the premiums that you want.
Walsh, yep. And that's about it. Yeah. This is what I'm saying, Flash. This is what I'm saying, buddy. Imagine if we get Marshall plus a potential Heaney plus Goulden and a few of these other primos that are lining up for us in this forward line. Like, it is going to happen. So don't feel like you have to stack your forward line as much as you do, because it is going to happen. Heading over to the Gold Coast game.
Also running at random, race number 6, number 5, Unleashing. There you go, guys. If you're going to gamble responsibly. This is Mark's been paying us the last couple of weeks, so it seems to be a good one to back.
Yuland, Petrarca. We're checking out Petrarca. Anyone from Geelong, Joe?
Bruin.
UHN. Tanner Bruin's there. Who else are we tracking?
Humphreys.
You reckon? Okay. Who else? Do we even need to track Leo Lombardo?
Nah, we know what we're getting from the Lombard.
Yeah, we are. We know what we're getting from him. Anyone else? No, not even Nevitt and stuff's named. So there you go. The real DB just coming down. There you go. Ethan Reed, Maltesing reckons. All right, we'll chuck Reed on there. All right. Heading over to the next game, Hawthorn versus the GWS Giants. Now, I know someone over here that we're looking at, because we all had Callahan in our starting teams, and then he disappeared because he got injured. But now it's like, oh, Callahan's back. There you go. I'm checking out Whitfield. I need to see a bit more from him. Otherwise, it could be a Sinclair day. Some people were looking at Toby Green. Anyone else from this game that you're looking at, Joe?
Yeah. The Hawthorn rookie, 197K.
Yeah, Connor McDonald is definitely one. Where are you? He's not even named on field.
He's on the interchange. Sam Butler. I do also want to see who pops off. Is it Whitfield? Is it Ash? What sort of dynamic do they have this year?
Whitfield versus Ash. There you go. Jake Riccardi.
Yeah, Ralston for sure.
Ralston. Yeah. Oh, we got Butler in there as well. Mark, no one's looking at the Wizard, bro. It's just you. It's just you and the Wizard.
His nickname shouldn't even be the Wizard. There's only one Wizard.
Nice to see you, guys.
There's only one Wizard, and he played for Melbourne. I refuse to buy into this Nick Twatson freaking bullcrap that he's the Wizard. He is not the Wizard. Farmer is the Wizard.
Heading over to Brisbane versus the Doggies. I think there's a couple of players through there that we're looking at.
Bro, you have to write Buku Kamis in capital letters. I have heard you speak more about Buku Kamis than your wife, mate. Like, it's ridiculous. He is not the Wizard. You would call him Sorcerer at least. Or he's not the Wizard, mate. Farmer is the Wizard.
Guys, I'm going to post this up on Twitter as well, so you guys will have all the info at GWS versus who else was playing. Hawks. Almost forgot who was playing, Joe.
He is the most wizard of all wizards.
Brisbane versus the Dogs. Who are we liking from this game, Joe?
Gideon Coleman.
Yep. Who else?
I
think Jacques needs to be in there.
Joel Frazier.
Treasure. Anyone on the bench? That's probably about it from guys on field. See, another one, guys. Another one. They can't all line up in the midfield. They have too many. Imagine if we get Will Ashcroft forward DPP. Bonkers. Absolute bonkers.
Now, having said that, as we said last year repeatedly, just because a player is named somewhere on the team sheet doesn't mean they're playing there.
Of course. But, boy can dream, right? That's how it works.
You buy a dream, you live it. There's dreams and there are delusions. There's two types of.
Zano's there.
He's not playing. He who must not be named, Mark. I love it. It's like he's the Voldemort. He is your Voldemort.
And those rookies.
We do not speak his name.
Probably the one, I think, for myself too.
Yeah, the rookies.
All right, heading over to the last game, so you guys don't have to. There you go.
Unreal, love it.
Versus sorry guys, my typing's a bit awkward. I'm looking over a screen at the same time.
I'll drink the water so you don't have to.
You drink the water. All right, Joe. I want to see from this game. Naz versus Sinclair mid/halfback time. What else, guys? What do you guys want to see?
Nick Dacos, is he tagged?
Yep, what else?
Philippou, how much mid-time?
Yep.
Winhager, does he continue to pig off half-back? Yeah, DeGoey. How well DeGoey?
I don't think DeGoey's not playing.
DeGoey's not even playing? Yeah, he is.
No, he's gone.
Brian's a follower on the left.
Oh, he is. Sorry. That's my mistake. I didn't even see him.
Whether or not Carroll gets a gig, I'm not very confident.
Yeah, could be another one in our midfield that we're really struck with and we don't actually get access to. Jay Dacos mid time? Question mark.
I want Steen. I want to look at Steen. My boy Steen.
I put Steen on there. Who else?
Yep,
We've got space for a couple more
Josh.
fellas.
Dacos.
Yeah, I put him on there. I got him.
Nice.
Max
Hall.
Nah, I don't think he's relevant, but we can.
I love Max Hall. Hey, Woody, good to see you, mate. Lads, Carroll probably won't play. There you go. You heard it from him himself.
Will Ed Allen kick to a player in advantage?
No. Interesting Hall is centre. Yeah, it is interesting, but
who else?
Who else just said split time for the Well, I think that's. I think Jez has already. You already mentioned, right, the ruck split for DDK.
Yeah.
Yes, Dad's army will win.
We'll see. I think that's probably
she
it.
Said,
really?
What did I say? What did I say, Uncle Akka? That opened me up to her. That's what she said. Please type it. Hey boys, Wilmot and Lindsay seem to have the monopoly for Brisbane and Melbourne, respectively, on the kick-ins. Darcy Wilmot and Xavier Lindsay. Yeah, well, we can't look at Xavier Lindsay, unfortunately, but we can look at Darcy Wilmot if he continues to pick up the kick-ins. So in the Brisbane versus Dogs game, Jez, if you can type in Wilmot, if he's on kick-in duties. You said, Woody, it's good to see you. I chef's kiss you, Uncle Akka. I chef's kiss that. Well done. Ross is playing mind games already, says Paulie. He loves a good mind game, doesn't he? Who is the better hill? Never mind, it's Bradley. Not Steven? What about Brokeback?
Don't they have another hill come? I feel like they've got another hill coming through as well.
Clifton Hill.
Michael
will bring the pressure. Well, you'd hope so. Will not be bruised free footy like last week for the Saints. Oh, 100%. But I think, yeah, but you could clearly tell. You could clearly tell that the Saints were playing a bit serious. They wanted to really warm up. I think they've even practiced a bit of tagging. I think they're ready for the heat. And I think they're going to, they might try and bring the heat. They got quite a few forward half turnovers from that game. It'll be interesting to see if they can continue to do that. They tend to be a defensive 50 swarm and then run back. How do we give away these raffle tickets? Who wants a ticket? To put your hand up in the comments if you want to be in the running for a ticket. Answer now or forever hold your peace.
It is on March the 8th, guys, from 5 until 10. We've got 2 tickets. Prefer if we can give it to 2 people or if it's a case of, hey, bring the wife. Actually, let's do it. First in, best dressed. First in, best dressed. Done. Who would like 2 tickets, guys? We've tried to figure it out.
Or one.
Or one ticket. Post, yes, I want 1 ticket, or no, or yes, I want 2 tickets. You get a free drink upon entry as well.
Not me.
Corey,
Sorry, wish I could.
This doesn't help, Corey. This doesn't help. Fly me over, I'll come. Yeah, there you go. Mark, jump on the boat, Mark.
Mark, you might be opening yourself up to it. That's what she said, joke, unfortunately. Remember, we had number 1 defense last year. Yes, more not there. If anything, your defense will be better without more. Less is more. Too far? Sure. No one wants to go, Jez. So... no one gets the ticket. By looks of things, no one wants the ticket.
Nah, surely not.
I've never seen people turn down a free shit before. That's pretty amazing, actually. Maltesing says, I'll have a ticket. All right, Maltesing.
There you go. Shoot us a message, Maltesing. We'll give you their codes.
Maltesing gets a ticket. Does anyone else want to go to this thing? Initiator already has a ticket.
Yeah, we didn't know, buddy. We didn't know.
Yeah, this is pretty late news. Late stuff.
Just trying to get everyone to come if they can come. So, guys, we've got 104 people watching. Thank you very much. It's been a great show. We need one more person. Oh,
Akka!
Done. All right, guys, we have our 2 winners. If you guys can just message us on Facebook, we'll give you the codes. There you go. Done.
Excellent. Love to see it. What do you guys think of my team, by the way? When I did my team review, it hasn't really gotten many. I don't think it's gotten much traction at all. Funnily enough, I don't think it's gotten any traction whatsoever. My team review.
All right, post up your team.
Post my team up.
Yeah. Just show us your team.
Oh, all right. Let me just open up my Supercoach. Reload.
Your camera's stuck too, Joe. If you want.
Oh, every time I
it
seems to be that every time I click on a different tab, it freezes for some reason.
Maltesing and Akka, just shoot us a message onto the Centre Bounce Facebook page. You can just private message, and then we'll give you the codes. Yeah, life's chill.
So it's already different. It's already changed.
All right, I'll be back 1 second.
It's already changed from the team that I posted this morning. It's already changed a little bit. I had to have my boy Blackiston. I had to have my boy. I had to get Blackiston in. Every time I always think about taking him out, I always go, nah, stuff this. I cannot possibly do this to myself. So I got to get Blackiston back in there, which I did. And how did I do it? I did it by dropping Clark. I think. That's how I was able to then free up the money. And I sort of got Windsor in as well. Got rid of Watkins, because Watkins might not even play, might not have good job security. So I ended up changing. Yeah, so I ended up going Clark to McKercher. And then who else did I get rid of? I don't know. I think this is pretty all right. Let me know, guys, what you think of this version. Or if it's not. I'll go if Joe does shots with me. Another time. Another time, perhaps. But you should still go. Have fun. It's in Collingwood. It is. Stand outside the venue and get scalped. Oh, Mark, you're a funny one. Very unethical, mate. Very unethical. Competing with all the other Supercoach channels today. Yeah, Crimson, there's... Well, Thursday nights have always been a thing for us as well. So, Centre Bounce has always been a Thursday night drive home session. That's always been the thing for us. That used to be our big differentiator here. And then obviously more and more channels started to get involved. Obviously, we can't have a monopoly on a particular night. But Thursday nights tend to be our night, Centre Bounce drive home, and Monday night. So it'd always be a Monday night and a Thursday night that we'd always do. So this is back to our roots. My Facebook is locked. We might have to try and find a different way then to get the code to Maltesing. Watching Ab's video about flex today, I was saying McAndrew, if on field, can only be R2, which I agree, as flex locks you out of the other positions. Yeah, it does. So to my team, I've got Big in the ruck, Sherry with English, and with Reedy and McAndrews in the flex. Yep, McAndrew in flex. It does, like, literally as Causa was saying here, if you have a McAndrew type, the issue is that he's only a ruckman, and you cannot swap him with anybody when he's stuck in the ruck. You can only swap him in the ruck line. So the flex loses its flexibility, is the problem. Oh, with my team video. Oh, apologies. Yeah, I'd recorded it too late last night. By the time it was finished uploading, it was like, I don't know, 11 something, and are you muted? I can't. We can see your mouth. We can see your lips move, but no talking.
I was just saying, I found it funny because it was like a notification at midnight. Oh, Joe's uploaded a team review. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All checks done. Thanks.
It was too late to release it last night, so I just thought I'd just put it at the clock. I don't know.
Guys, don't forget about your footy tips. Tipping league opens up next week, so all good there.
Excellent Maltesing, very good. So yeah, it's been slightly changed. I've put my boy Blackiston back in the team. The midfield is that's right. There's no Anderson. I ended up getting Young back again, so that I could get Windsor, McKercher, and Blackiston to hopefully make some more money and reduce the amount of rookies on the field and keeping them as cover. So I've gone Nass and Sinclair, but at least Grill and Sarong, I think, make very good coverage for those two. So, yeah, still got the big three. Still got Gordon, who I have massive raps on. Still got Walsh, massive raps on it. And then English. Yeah, I don't know. Plenty of time still before now and round one. Get more information, get more data. Have you checked out Geelong's new jumper? Yeah, it's the whiteout.
Looks a bit ass.
Whiteout jumper. Have you seen it, Jez?
Yeah, I'm not too happy about it.
It's not too bad, actually. But whiteout. images. Let me pull it up. There you go. Let me share that screen again. Just all white. It's kind of crazy. I don't like it at all.
Cool. Maltesing and Akka, you've both been sent the codes. So maybe just shoot me a message back and say, hey, I used it, or hey, it didn't work. But otherwise, you're all good to go. We will see you on Sunday. But Joe will be a bit late. But I'll be there from 5.
Yeah.
So all good.
You might as well just wear a singlet, bro.
Hey, Causa, are you going to go watch North Melbourne on Saturday? We're there from North training from 8:40 till about 10:40. So if anyone wants to go down, I should be there at North training having a watch. Go check out McKercher and Doverston and see how well they go and talk shit about the club.
It does look terrible, 100%. They look great in nappies. Yeah, it's just appalling. I don't. Why do they think that's a good idea?
Well, it was like Gold Coast's one, yeah. Like Gold Coast's one was just completely red and had no color. Kind of the same thing.
Should we wear this round 14, July? That's pretty good. It's pretty funny there by the Suns. Good trolling. Or was it M&M's? Oh yeah. Oh man, the Carlton M&M jersey. Sold their soul. Sold their soul. Unreal. 100%. You'd never see certain teams do that. As a Cats fan, I'm not a fan. They say even if your own supporters aren't happy with it. If you want a good jersey, this is what a good jersey looks like. Look at this. That's a jersey. Or a Guernsey, whatever you call it. Look at that. We absolutely knocked it out of the park with this one. Holy crap. The plane. This is one of the great. I don't know. I'm obviously very biased. I can't wait to see what Collingwood does with theirs. I really hope Collingwood see this and think, holy shit, we have to lift our Anzac Day game. Like, I really hope Collingwood come out and match this type of energy, because this is top-notch stuff, in my opinion. Crap team, here. I hope the outfit is not see-through when wet. Oh, Jesus. Work of art. Stunning. 100% Akka. It is a work of art. It is stunning. It is a super bomber mark. 100%. Look, if we lose, at least we lose looking good. All right? I hope we lose looking good is all I'll have to say. Good evening, Charles. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're doing well. Actually a great jumper, bro. I'm telling you, man, it's actually amazing. When I first saw it, I'm like, what am I looking at? And then the names along it, the names are all of the servicemen and women who played for the club. It's a very nice. Winning the game comes first at Collingwood. Well, the thing should
be the first everywhere.
Yeah, but the thing is, Maltesing, before you win the game, you have to front up to the game with a uniform. You know, you have to go there with clothes. So you need to be. Why not put some effort into the jersey? Why not? you can bet your bottom dollar this will sell like hotcakes. You know what I mean? This is gonna sell. This will make money. This will be. Even Pidge looks good as a result. No losing. Yes, I hope not. I hope not.
Guys, the game is going to be on in 12 minutes. 12 minutes to go.
White outline. True. Yeah, if it had a white outline like we do with Canva with our thumbnails, Jez, had the white outline. That would have.
I think it's fine. I think they. It's a feature, not a not like a hey, it needs to stand out how it stands out. Yeah, like I think the white line would take away from all the names and everything else. You know.
True.
Yeah. Looks great. Wish my club did something similar. Poor thing about North Melbourne is all we've got is Indigenous round, like every other club does. We don't really have. I don't even think we have a Good Friday like jersey. You know, you could make some money off that, but
yeah, why did you have a Good Friday jersey?
I don't know. I'm not a person at the club, Joe. I don't make the decisions, unfortunately.
It's not for sale yet, Mark. They have only
$200.
I have registered for it, and I don't care what its price is. I'm going to be buying it. I don't give a shit what it's. If it's $200, I'm still going to buy it, and I will frame it, 100%. Let's not go there. I think the supporter says it all. Fair enough. Mark going to make me rich on Saturday. That's it. And then you'll be able to buy as many of these as you want. Would be confusing if the bomber was silver. You know, definitely not going to do that. North need a boxing roo.
You can do a lot. You can do a lot. The only problem is, like, in recent years, and I hate it, we've slowly gone away from the kangaroo being our emblem and it being like, oh, well, now we're stripes, you know? So it's like you could 100% do it as boxing kangaroo. There's plenty of boxing kangaroo, like boxing kangaroo, like Anzac memorabilia, Joe. Like there's heaps of it, yeah. So
that's nice. Yeah. This was a nice one. I did like this one.
You can do it.
That was this. Yeah, I think this might be your best.
Better than the orange version.
Yeah, I really liked that one. I thought that was a classy one. I don't like this new kangaroo. I don't know. It just looks. I don't know. It doesn't look as classy as this. I don't know. Oh, especially with the long sleeve. Oh yeah, that's nice. Yeah, you should go back. I like this. I like this one. I'm not sure if a boxing would be hard to do with stripes. Yeah, but they had stripes here. There can be little stripes. I mean, you could have it. You could have it. I don't know. I mean, Good Friday is supposed to be what the crucifixion day. So, I mean, you could have crosses, but if someone's not Christian,
yeah,
they might not appreciate wearing that. I don't know. Like it can be pretty hard, I suppose. 100%. Yeah, the long sleeve. Yeah, correct. I can improve the new Roo. Right. You got to pay an initiator.
Done.
Maybe the big mark.
Yeah, we can do the train station, Joe. They got Arden Street train station now.
Done. All right. I think that should be it. Go, guys. Wind down. Eat something.
Enjoy the first game.
Enjoy the first game. I know. I will. Do you guys want to watch along? It is Thursday.
That's up to Joe. That's not a me.
If you guys are here, do you want me to do a watch along? If so, I'm going to have to freaking bolt and eat something. Like right this second. All right. Poet, of course, says yes. Well, it's still Poet. It's still the same person. saying yes. Doesn't count as 2 people.
Guys, there you go. Maltesing and Akka, you've been sent the stuff. You've been sent the links and the codes on Facebook chat. So congratulations on winning. Be good to see you in person. There you go.
Mark, just no. Mark says no. Mark does not give me permission to do a watch along. Apparently, he just says no. No, Joe. No watch along for you.
I think my wife gives me no permission to do a watch along too.
I'll grab that cheek ticket. Excellent. Okay, but Mark's just saying bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Poet. Looks like people don't want to hang out with
next
me
time.
Tonight,
guys, we're going to have 5 days of live events over the next week. Coaches panel on Sunday. Normal live stream on Monday. Members live stream on Tuesday. Team review. So make sure you have a look out on Monday nights, on Monday for the team review links. On Wednesday. And then the drive home again next Thursday for officially round 1 when Supercoach opens. So we're going to have a bunch of content coming out between now and then as well. So keep an eye out for that. Hey, it's a lot of stuff, Joe. 1 week of craziness, and then that's it, really. Back to the game opening. It's pretty outstanding stuff, I think.
I'll finally have less of a headache because I'll know what I'm doing at that stage. Drive me home, baby.
If anyone wants, I should be at North Melbourne training on Saturday morning, 8:40. Someone wants to come and say hello. So yeah, up to you guys. But I'll be there.
Initiator sent you something apparently.
Oh, apparently. Oh, there you go. There you go. And jump on the tipping as well, guys. Tipping comps there. So I'll post over Twitter and Facebook. So yeah, tipping comp for this year.
All right. Have a good one, lads and ladettes. Enjoy the game. Enjoy the footy. Stay safe. Stay hungry. Actually, no, don't stay hungry. Eat. Don't worry about that. And if you're going to be at the live event on Sunday, we look forward to seeing you there. And otherwise, we'll see you next week.
Catch you, fellas.
Where's that? Okay, media assets. That's right.